Welcome to Chrysler Arena, Boston College, Michigan. BC with a 31-25 lead. And the story's been Ryan Sidney for Boston College, Clark. 14 points here as we reach the 5-minute mark.
He's been terrific. Rebounding the ball. He leads him in minutes, scoring, rebounding, assists, and steals. And he's showing you why today. 14 points. He's had 4 offensive rebounds already. A couple of assists. Stuffing the stat sheet as he's been doing all season long.
Chris Young forced back onto the court because of the 2 fouls, but yet Boston College has had their way in the lane. So keep your eye on Young with the 2 fouls, also with 7 points.
Yeah, he's been a real presence at both ends. Got to be careful with the 2 fouls. He can do that. He's got excellent hands. Did a nice job there catching it, keeping it high, and going right to work.
Well, he's Mr. Durable. 93rd straight game he's played for Michigan. Back the other way, and the bucket falls down for Troy Bell. He's in double figures with 10.
Boston College doing a nice job of trying to attack inside, off the dribble or with the pass. They realize that Young is the only real big presence for Michigan inside, and they're trying to go right at it.
Robinson, who did not start this game for disciplinary reasons, along with Lavelle Blanchard. Bryant, who's come off the bench for some big minutes for Al Skinner. Bell pushing the tempo, and this time, though, a little too strong on the pass over to Sidney. And so a timeout here in Ann Arbor. 3:56 to play in the opening half, and Boston College up by 5.
Once there was a family who didn't talk. Then along came this orange dude with a sweet deal called Unlimited Family Talk. We all got cool phones and talked all the time. Morning. Good morning. Morning. Whatever. Good night. Good night. Good night. Whatever.
Sign up now with Singular Wireless and get up to 3 additional lines for just $16.99 each. Plus, you can get a cool Nokia phone.
And we talked so much that we lived happily ever after. Whatever.
Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Okay, we're ready. Presenting the gift. Surprise!
The Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Oh, the Millers have a new Lexus.
Not the Millers. You.
You'll find special values whether you buy or lease.
It's beautiful.
Well, we got you a new CD player.
The December to Remember sales event. Missing it would definitely spoil the surprise.
I cannot believe this.
See your Lexus dealer.
This month at Sonic, we're rolling out our new Big Cheese. To mark the occasion, Sonic's chairman, our own Big Cheese, will deliver the very first one. Our new Big Cheese is the biggest burger we've ever brought you. Made with 2 juicy burger patties and 3 slices of smoky cheddar cheese, topped with crisp bacon and tangy sweet honey pepper sauce. Who knows when it'll be back again? Just for the holidays, enjoy our creamy eggnog shake, just like old-fashioned eggnog.
CSFB Direct, ranked as the #1 online broker by Barron's and backed by the resources of Credit Suisse First Boston. That's the difference between online trading and direct investing from CSFB Direct.
Coming up on Singular at the half, make sure you join Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman. Scores and highlights, plus we'll preview number 4 Tennessee, number 2 Florida, which will follow this game. All that more coming up on Singular at the half. And how about the start by Ryan Sidney in this ball game?
He's doing everything. Driving to the goal. This one was a basket plus the foul. He's got 14 points. Going to show you his ability to get there with the left hand. Sweeping layup. He's also got 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And his motor is constantly running. There you see his numbers.
Well, we talked to him last night along with his backcourt mate Troy Bell. Very excited about this game. Out of Ann Arbor, played 1 year, his final senior season at Pioneer High School, which really, Clark, if you walk out this door, you can spot it. Robinson had to hit a tough fall away. The ball came off the side of the basket. Sidney now down court, and he's going to carry it. Turnover.
Well, Bernard Robinson, in his disappointment about the loss at Bowling Green, punched a fire extinguisher glass. And there you see his right hand wrapped up. He's got 9 stitches in that right hand because of that lack of control of his emotions did not start today as a disciplinary measure. And on that last play, you could see where he couldn't really effectively use the right hand. He had to try to get it back in his left hand going against his body and turned it over.
Ingerson inside Young from the corner. Queen, sweet shot. Avery Queen with his 5th point. Only 5'7", but a dynamo. 33-30, Boston College. Sidney wants to answer back. Off the front of the iron, but Bryant battles hard for the rebound.
Your guards have to get long rebounds, and because Boston College shoots the 3 a lot, 17 attempts from behind the arc per game, your guards are going to get opportunities to come up with long boards.
Blanchard. Well, what a nice stroke. I mean, Clark, you know about nice shots. That's just straight up, hands up, shoulder square, and good release.
Honey sweet, fundamentally sound, and that's the strength of his game. Catching and shooting. Early on this season, Blanchard has been trying to beat people off the dribble. The strength of his game is the spot-up jump shot.
Michigan making a run at Boston College. 2.5 to go. Queen holds. Ingerson now holds back to Queen. 12, 11, 10 on the shot clock. Ingerson trying to move. He's off the far side wing. Works it in. Tough shot. Sidney the rebound. 3-on-2, Boston College. And the follow. Count it. Put it down for Bell. He's got a dozen.
Boston College always attacks. And the key for Michigan as we move towards halftime is, one, don't let Boston College get a surge to end this half. And if you shoot it like that, you'll wreck every rally. Lavelle Blanchard from deep. But then the other thing, can Michigan sustain the kind of effort they need for the next 20 minutes?
35.
Boston College will keep it going.
35 our score, under 130 left. Inside, and a nice soft touch by Yuka Agbai. And he's quietly, Clark, put up 8 points. He had 13 against St. Bonaventure on Wednesday night.
Well, the coaching staff, because they wanted to attack Chris Young, made Yuka aware that he was going to have his number called a lot, and he's responded here in the first half.
Queen dribbles out of trouble. That ball tipped away. And the long pass, Bell chased from behind, but keeps his control and the bucket. So the backcourt duo of Bell and Sidney now with 28 between them.
And another 2 points off of a Michigan turnover. That's been one of the other stories. Turnovers leading to points for Boston College.
Queen, Young squares up. Count it. And the foul. Chris Young in double figures with 11 and a chance for a dozen.
Well, there's the deflection by Walls, and then the push ahead. And Troy Bell makes it look easy. And then Chris Young, who has been a real force, especially at the offensive end, catching, squaring up, knocking down the shot while he's fouled.
Young with a dozen.
And Amaker going to get him out. He's got the 2 fouls.
Well, he made a bold move, Clark. He had him on the bench, and Boston College made that 6-0 run. And then Young came back in. Dangerous move by Amaker. And he comes in and scores.
He's got 5 more points.
Yeah, 12 points, and he's 5 for 5 from the floor.
And he had 7 when he sat down with the 2 fouls, and he scored 5 more. Since then, as Tommy Amaker rolled the dice a bit, was able to get production without Young picking up the 3rd foul.
Walls leads it for Sidney. Tough cross-court pass from the corner. Off the iron. It's chased. 2 officials.
Lavelle Blanchard touched it last.
Last touch by Michigan.
Strong officiating crew here. Ted Hillary, Ted Valentine, Jim Burke, right on top of it.
A timeout in Ann Arbor. We'll be back. The Chrysler Arena.
Last year I was on a cell phone. I said, make sure we have a backup for O'Neill. He heard Captain and Tennille. So that's when we got free and clear with Sprint PCS. Real clear calls and nationwide long distance included. So now, wherever we go, what do we have?
a backup for O'Neill.
The Sprint PCS free and clear plan with nationwide long distance included. Every minute, every day.
And welcome back. 39-38, Boston College over Michigan. Craig Bullerjack and Clark Kellogg. This game on paper, BC comes off a 27-win season last year. Michigan only 10. Didn't know really what to expect, but Tommy Amaker, Clark, has really put a different emotion inside this ball club.
And this is a team, it's a young team, but when they play at home, they typically play better. They're 2-2, both wins coming at home, but he's got excellent production from everybody that's played so far today. Defensively, they've been solid. Their only weakness has been turning the ball over. And if they can put a handle on that, they've executed well at the offensive end, and their defense has been scrappy. Boston College, on the other hand, an experienced team, a competent team. They were relishing this opportunity to play in a fairly hostile environment on the road against a Big Ten team. And right now, it's been tit for tat. Very evenly matched first half.
And also, Clark, it was interesting talking to Coach Al Skinner and Troy Bell and Ryan Sidney. They want to prove, as that bucket finds and add a three-pointer, they want to prove that the 27 wins was not a fluke a year ago. So we're at halftime. Boston College over Michigan, 42-38. Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman will be along with Singular at the half right after this message. And a word from your local station.
And then Kelly Washington was impressive as well. You do the math on Star Wars numbers. That's over 30 yards per reception. I love this kid. And Casey Clausen is impressive. 20 for 29. That's unbelievable. He's got to stick with that.
One other aspect of this game, you talk about the tight end factor. The Witten kid, other than Shockey of Miami, I think if they utilize the tight end at all, Florida may have some difficulty. That is a vulnerable secondary that John Hoke has.
Yes, you've been watching your game tape, and I think what it does at the tight end position, as a defensive coordinator, I've got to say whether or not I'm going to face up with him with a safety or am I coming at him with the linebacker. I love that safety matchup. Jason Witten is going to be a top player in the future to come.
One other aspect of this game, anytime you play Florida, it seems as if the onus is on the offense of your team to score early. In other words, don't let Florida get on top of you in the swamp. It's like an overflow concept.
Well, Timmy, that holds true for any other team except Tennessee. Tennessee historically has played Florida tough. Now, granted, they're there at the swamp. That's going to be extra tough. Anytime you can get a lead in that contest, it behooves you to try to do that.
All right, it's going to be a magnificent game with so much at stake where the Bowl Championship Series is concerned. The domino effect this week in the BCS begins and ends with number 4 versus number 2. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you at 4:30 Eastern for the game. Singular at the half continues right after this.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong in jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on select 2002 coupes, sedans, and wagons. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Hey, sports fans. For all of your news, scores, expert analysis, and fantasy advice, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline. Now you can watch all the games of the first 3 rounds in their entirety as DirecTV supplements CBS's coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Craig T. Nelson in the District tonight on CBS. It's all here.
The all-new Jeep Liberty. With the confidence of Command Track 4-wheel drive, it lets nothing get in the way of your daily commute. Now get Liberty for $21,890, nicely equipped. Plus get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection.
I'd like to tell you about a remarkable radio station.
Baby, let me in! 100.7%!
Classic. Force, taking care of business. 100.7. Boston's classic rock. You have a remarkable mouth.
Well, ZLX is a remarkable radio station.
Baby! Kim Kerrigan and Jack Williams. WBZ4 News at 5.
CBS Sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by new Pepsi Twist. Pepsi and Diet Pepsi with a twist of lemon.
Halftime at Chrysler Arena in Michigan on their home court, giving 15th-ranked Boston College a tough fight at 42-38. Craig Bullerjack back along with Clark Kellogg. Basically, Ryan Sidney has come home, played across the street, Pioneer High School, and ripping it up for 17 in the first half.
Well, he's showing us everything in his package, and he's got a bunch. This kid is terrific. One of the outstanding guards I've seen this season in college basketball. It's early. There's Troy Bell, though, his partner, who's not too bad himself. But Ryan Sidney, that's a three-pointer at the end of the first half to give Boston College that 4-point lead. But you look at these numbers here. What you've got to look at, the turnovers right there. And then also the offensive rebounds. We've got rebound totals, but Boston College has 9 offensive rebounds. Because of that, Craig, they've gotten 11 more shot attempts, and that's why they're on top.
And they've scored off those 9 offensive rebounds, those 8 second chance points. And a big factor for Michigan in this first half also plays the post. Chris Young, the senior from Plymouth, Michigan.
He had as good a half as a big man can have. Did not miss a shot in 5 attempts. 12 points, displaying good hands. Never made a mistake with the ball once he caught it. He kept it high and went right to the rim, either for a layup or for a jump shot.
And Clark, that equals he played smart after he got the 2 fouls. He had to take a bench. Tommy Amaker forced him, put him on the bench, came back, though, and scored some important points in those final 3 or 4 minutes of the first half.
He got 5. He had 7 in the first 14 minutes and then 5 more late in the second half to keep Michigan within contact of Boston College. Now, can Michigan sustain the kind of effort they showed in the first half? That's a good answer right there.
Chris Young, he just said, hey, Clark, I got one answer for you, and it's the right hand.
Boston College foul on number 13, they just throw it over the top. Queen. Young is fronting in the post. He catches it. Now we go up top from the basket cam. Throw it down, Chris Young.
14 points. The foul, his third, is Gornekamp. And so now 15 for Chris Young, doubling his season average of 7.5.
Well, we got to be looking at career high territory for him. We'll find out here momentarily, but those are large numbers for Chris Young.
Michigan foul on number 23, Kevin Groniger.
Groniger picks up the foul.
First, second and team foul.
We just found out his career high is 19 for Chris Young. Good effort there in pursuing the ball.
In the corner, Young's down. Slow to get up. No, not out. Boston College will take it out of bounds. Kenny Walls. Bounce pass into Sidney. With 17 points and Clark 6 rebounds in that first half, and he's still working hard, and a whistle.
Michigan fouls on number 45.
There you see the numbers for Chris Young. Against Eastern Michigan, his career high is 19. Penn State 17. And he's fast approaching those numbers. He's got 15 and 6 today. And I don't think he's missed a shot yet, has he, Craig? 6 for 6 from the floor is Chris Young. And he's got a couple of old-fashioned three-point plays in that mix.
And he just picked up his 3rd foul. And that puts Amaker up on the floor, pacing early here in the first few seconds of the second half. 2-point game, Boston College. 43, Michigan 41. Ingerson on the wing, guarded by Ryan Sidney. Now gives off Groniger, baseline, pulls the double team. Well, look at Young trying to battle for the post. They give it off to Queen, 12 on the shot clock. Good defense by Boston College. Little floater to Young. Right hand, the tip wouldn't go. A fresh 35 on the shot clock, and Blanchard gets the bucket. 9 points for Blanchard. We're tied at 43. Agbai to face the bucket and a whistle.
Chris Young gets good position, gets a good shot, and Blanchard retrieves the miss. Most shots are going to be missed opposite the side from which the shot is taken. Blanchard knew that and got good position on the weak side board.
Sidney tried to go against Young, and he was able to alter that shot just enough. By the way, that foul whistle before that drive to the hoop was Blanchard, and it goes his first.
And Agba coming over the back picked up the foul that gives Michigan possession now.
Agba, a junior, 6'8", 262. Interesting story. Turnover, Boston College brings it down past midcourt. Kenny Walls. The shot off the iron, and Englishman who can leap. Clark at 6'4". El Sunday CBS and the Jim Henson Company presents a television event of gigantic proportions. Matthew Modine leads an all-star cast as Jack of the Beanstalk. The real story, Sunday on CBS. 18 minutes left, second half. Queen walks it up for Michigan. Croniger, three-point shot from the corner, around the rim and out. Loose ball. Blanchard on the deck. How did he get that ball to Queen? He was dusting the floor. Queen, the little man.
He's playing big. He's playing large. He's knocked down a couple of timely threes, and because he's not going to be able to get in the paint and finish, he's got to be able to knock down that open three-point shot.
Michigan by 3. Dornicamp the other way. Blanchard covers up. Check that. Yeah, Blanchard. Now Ingerson slicing. Tough shot. And the rebound goes to Sidney. Boy, look at him push. Through traffic. A little wild. It's on the deck. Michigan. And a timeout called by Michigan. Heads up play by Lavelle Blanchard. A timeout in Ann Arbor.
Point. Shoot. Create. The HP Digital Photo Studio, featuring the Pavilion 7975 with the Intel Pentium 4 processor. How will you use it? Save up to $250 by mail on HP digital photography products.
Can you see what's so special about the Ron Synchro? It's the first shaver whose head moves from side to side, so it captures more hair and cuts closer. Only it moves so fast you can't see it, but you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like a new shaver every day, here's how to clean it.
Once there was a family who didn't talk. Then along came this orange dude with a sweet deal called Unlimited Family Talk. We all got cool phones and talked all the time. Morning. Good morning. Morning. Whatever. Good night. Good night. Good night. Whatever.
Sign up now with Singular Wireless and get up to 3 additional lines for just $16.99 each. Plus, you can get a cool Nokia phone.
And we talked so much that we lived happily ever after. Whatever.
Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Cordless rotary tool with 9.6 volts of power and over 150 available accessories. It's so versatile, you just can't live without it.
Well, after Tommy Amaker took the head coaching job at Michigan, Coach had his chance to meet the legendary Bo Schembechler.
I was waiting outside his office, and he comes out a few minutes before we were supposed to actually meet, and he said, "Are you Amaker?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Get in here." And he takes me in his office and he proceeds to tell me what it means to be a Michigan man. And I think I have an idea about that, given some of the things that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of in the past. But it meant a lot to me. He would take the time to express his passion and his belief about this place.
Get in here.
Get in here now.
Yes, sir.
Well, he's got all the ingredients. When you talk about a guy that you would want to have spearhead the revival of a program, Tommy Amaker has everything you want. I was very impressed watching him work practice yesterday. Very organized, very efficient, very little wasted time or energy. And I thought his players responded extremely well. And they're bringing that type of attention to detail and that type of effort and energy to this game here today. Can they sustain it is the question.
Well, Michigan 3 of 6 this half. Make that 3 of 7. Boston College 0 for 5 from the floor. In the early minutes, Bell pushed from behind, no whistle. Here comes Queen. They got 2-on-1. Up to Blanchard and a whistle. And Clark, you talked about Tommy Amaker. Here's the rules that his players must abide by.
Well, if you're going to build something, you've got to have a game plan, a roadmap. You've got to lay out how it's going to happen. And these are the hallmarks that he's using to build this program. Passionate, be prepared, be honest, be Michigan ultimately. Tap into that tradition. Have a standard that we're going to uphold. And that means doing the little things, Craig, on a consistent basis so that it becomes a habit, and then you can build upon that. So, again, I think he's a good fit for what Michigan is trying to get done here. And I think in time, he's going to get it clearly turned around. He's looking for a good start.
A biggest lead, but for Michigan, it's 4. Not much against an explosive Boston College team. Bell has it in the lane, swoops it up and in. Oh, tough shot.
There was only one way to go, and that was up and under.
16 points for Bell. You'd never know he had knee surgery Halloween. He missed a couple of those exhibition games, but he's been back for all 5 of the regular season games.
Well, that's a terrific look by the 7-foot freshman, Dornicamp. He found Agbai. That's just good high-low action.
Double digits for Agbai. He's got 10. We're tied at 47. Roniger working against Troy Bell. Leaves it for Bailey. The freshman who had 6 points in that first half. Loose ball once again. Boston College has it. Sidney. Little double pump. Took the step. Nope, I'm going to say he was fouled before he launched. Look at those eyes.
He's full of all kinds of energy.
Avery Queen whistle for his second foul. Chris Young will check in when we come back. Troy Bell and Boston College. 16 for Bell, the junior, and we're tied at 47.
Change for $1.
Sure. Introducing the all-new Chevy Avalanche. The only vehicle that changes from an SUV to a pickup.
Thanks.
Chevy Avalanche. Like a rock.
Once there was a family who didn't talk. Then along came this orange dude with a sweet deal called Unlimited Family Talk. We all got cool phones and talked all the time. Morning. Good morning. Morning. Whatever. Good night. Good night. Good night. Whatever.
Sign up now with Singular Wireless and get up to 3 additional lines for just $16.99 each. Plus, you can get a cool Nokia phone.
And we talked so much that we lived happily ever after. Whatever.
Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Sean Bryan.
That's that sexy man I met the other night.
You want me to get it?
No, let the machine pick it up. I don't want him to know I'm home on a Friday night.
Hey, yo, Donna, it's Sean. Remember me? I'm at this crazy club right now. There's a lot of cute hotties, but I'm just thinking of you, girl.
Uh-huh. I know.
I'll call you tomorrow.
What if I give you a call when I'm feeling lonely?
Today checks in with Curtis Martin. Is the Jets' unsung hero having an MVP season? Plus, what's up with Peyton Manning? Sunday on CBS.
We come to you from the roof of Chrysler Arena, all tied up in a close game. It's 47-all. And right there, folks, is Pioneer High School, where both Lavelle Blanchard and Ryan Sidney prepped. They did not play together as Sidney transferred in from Huron High School as Lavelle Blanchard was graduating, but both have had a key role in today's game thus far. Sidney has been everywhere and terrific in getting there. Scoring, rebounding, deflecting balls, passing for assists. Blanchard did not start as part of the disciplinary action from Tommy Amaker, but has managed to score well and rebound on the offensive glass.
And a whistle off the rim. Well, with the conclusion of today's game, we will select the Chevrolet most valuable player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, a tradition for 30 years. Fourth foul called on Dornicamp. So Andrew Bryant, number 34, will check in. He's on the deck with a couple of fouls, but played some pretty tough minutes for Al Skinner.
They really like his skill package. He's got good hands and nice touch. He's only a freshman. So Al Skinner anticipating that as he develops, he'll be a key call for them as the season goes on. But the strength of this team, obviously, is their backcourt. And Sidney and Bell, one of the finest tandems in all of the land when you talk about outstanding backcourts.
You know, I want to talk about that because both Bell and Sidney, we had a great talk with them last night at shoot-around. They said, well, in some publications, we're ranked number 8. And I could see the glimmer, and especially Ryan Sidney's
Sidney does most of the talking whenever he's with anybody, and Bell is so soft-spoken. But you could tell.
Oh, they did not like that a bit.
It was something that they wanted to prove on the floor, that they deserved a little higher ranking than that. And clearly, I'd go anywhere with those two in my backcourt.
Ingerson tries to break free, and a whistle from behind over the back. And Bryant now with 3 fouls. And Dornicamp's already on the bench with 4. That's 3 for Bryant. 4 for Dornicamp.
I tell you what, Craig, Al Skinner and his staff wanted to attack Michigan inside and try to get Chris Young in foul trouble. They thought they could exploit his lack of shot blocking ability. He typically wants to go up and body you and not really challenge shots. Well, right now, Michigan is having their way going inside against Boston College.
Ingerson, 85% shooter from the free throw line, makes his first. In and out on the second. And a whistle. Lane violation.
That's one of the new rules this year. If 2 guys, 1 from each team, go into the lane, the first player in the lane is guilty of the violation. And that time it appeared to be Agback.
Hey, how about that rebound? Back to Ingerson for 3.
Can't get him second shot. This kid has as good a stroke as I've seen in a freshman in the last few years. He can really shoot it.
Well, he comes in 51% from the floor, but how about 62% shooter from the three-point line? A whistle, a Sidney shot fell off the rim.
Al Skinner, last year's CBS Chevrolet Coach of the Year.
Well, he was 5 different publications named him Coach of the Year. And a whistle. Again off the shot by Ryan Sidney. And next is a showdown for an SEC championship berth and a possible shot at the national title card. Travis Stevens powers the Tennessee Vols against the Heisman hopeful Rex Grossman and the Florida Gators. For more, go to CBSSportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline. And there's Casey Clausen against Rex Grossman. 2 tremendous quarterbacks. This will be a tremendous matchup tonight here on CBS.
It really will be, not only for those teams, but obviously when you consider the Heisman Trophy race, those 2 guys are clear candidates in a year when there is no real odds-on favorite to win the Heisman. But you would know more about the ball that doesn't bounce straight up than I would.
I'd say Grossman right now, though, the leading candidate in my book. for the Heisman, and a follow and a putback for Boston College. By the way, Young on the bench now. Chris Young with 4 fouls. Mark that down at about the 13:55 mark. Clean inside. And a little wild play on the floor right now. And coming back the other way off the turnover will be Boston College. Michigan by 2. Bryant up top. Guarded by Blanchard. Walls from long range. Off the iron. Blanchard the rebound. Watch how this tempo of this game changed with Young on the bench with 4.
Well, you lack the inside presence if you're Michigan to be able to go inside and also to challenge a little bit on the glass and in the paint at the defensive end. Dominic Ingerson shuffled the feet a bit here. Took an extra step and another turnover, but what's kept Boston College ahead in the first half and really close here in the second is forcing turnovers and offensive rebounds. Michigan has done a nice job making them play in the half court, but that's where you miss a guy like Chris Young, because with his size, maybe he deflects that pass or maybe he bothers that shot. But when he's not out there, Michigan becomes very small.
Back by a nice entry pass to Bryant, his first bucket. And we're tied at 51. Ingerson has the stroke, a little bit too strong. Bryant another rebound. Here comes Bell. And a whistle looked like a push by the freshman, Dominic Ingerson.
Troy Bell showing you his change of pace. He just paused Ingerson momentarily, then exploded by him. That's one of his greatest attributes. When you look at Troy Bell, terrific shooter and scorer, but he never really forces the issue. He always plays within himself, under control.
77% shooter from the free throw line. This shot can put Boston College in front. And Clark, let's get the book on Troy Bell.
Well, we'll open it up. Sweet stroke. He lets the game come to him. I was just talking about his patience and poise. The ability to clean the house simply means he can take over. He can get your whole house clean when he decides to step on the offensive gas pedal.
Top floor, middle floor, basement.
Whatever you got under the roof. He can get it cleaned up for you.
Makes them both 18 points. 8 of 16. 50% from the floor. Clark, 3 boards and 3 assists. Pretty much a what you call complete game for Troy Bell to this point.
And now, as you get to the 12-minute mark, Boston College trying to seize control. They go to a zone defense now, something different. They can't leave him, though.
Ingerson squares up, way off the mark. Hit the glass and ricochet down to Boston College. Bell, the crossover. Drives, floats. Bailey wipes the board clean. Quick outlet pass, leads him nicely. Blanchard, what's going to happen? He was hanging on the rim. No basket.
Wow. Tough break. And you know, Blanchard, if he could have lifted off of 1 foot, he would have been able to dunk this ball cleanly. But because he had to stop and gather, it gave the defender a chance to get back in the play.
CBS Sports coverage of NCAA men's basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
This is Silverado Heavy Duty. Available with the new Duramax diesel. The most powerful diesel you can get in a pickup. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Jack and the Beanstalk, the real story, CBS Sunday.
It's that time of the year. It's time to flip the channels with a little more cheer. We'll watch what you want. Romance, arts, and sports. Family shows, great films, and news reports.
AT&T Cable from AT&T Broadband. It's TV you want to watch. Get 2 free months of service plus free installation.
Great family television. It's a great deal and such a very good decision.
Or get AT&T Digital Cable. More great programming, music, tons of cool features, and a great deal.
Parental controls, program reminder, interactive guide, it's your favorite show finder.
So get better TV from AT&T Cable, or take it to the next level with AT&T Digital Cable. Get 2 free months of service plus free installation. Order now.
It's a great deal, so give a call. It's cable television, let your family watch it all. AT&T Broadband, 'tis the season to believe.
I think that's about everything we need to close this equity loan. If you'll just sign where I've marked these pages.
Great. I really appreciate you coming by.
Miss Cooper, it's not at all uncommon for us to visit our customers in their homes, if that's best for them.
Yeah, I know.
This is something we do for lots of customers.
Yeah, I know.
Good.
Game's on 4.
Tonight on CBS, it's not the first time DC's top cop has gone after a criminal this brutal, but it's the first time the #1 suspect is a cop. Don't miss an all-new District tonight, right here on CBS. Inside Chrysler Arena, 35th season for this building. Boston College up by 2. Look at the field goal percentage. Both clubs very hot, 51, 54 for Michigan. Second half, it's what you call the cool-off.
Yeah, it has cooled off, and you have to credit both defenses. I think from the start, both teams have really gotten after each other, and it's just kind of added up to poor shooting here in the second half.
And Clark, that 6-0 run has occurred since they had to put Chris Young on the bench with his 4th foul. Last touch by Andrew Bryant.
Both teams have shown the ability to change defenses, the willingness to change defenses. They've primarily been man-to-man, but they have shown some zones as a way to change the pace. Michigan needs Gavin to get going. Groniger is a guy that needs to make shots. He needs help getting free for his shots, but he's got to knock down the good ones he gets.
Last touch by Blanchard. Yeah, you make a good point. Groniger came in 55% shooter from behind the arc. He struggled today, had a 3 early in the first half, and that's it. Left alone, too strong, and the rebound goes to Sidney.
Again, Michigan very small without Chris Young on the floor.
Agbai squares up, laid it up on the rim, and it fell off. Queen across midcourt. Ingerson from the corner. Picked up by Bell, stolen right off his hip. Bell turns the motor up and through the hands of Watson.
Bell with a quick, strong hand swipes it away and then retains possession. But then at the other end, Boston College threw it away. So Bernard Robinson checks in. He's not been very productive, did not start. Only played 8 minutes in the first half.
That was a second steal for Troy Bell. 8 steals for Boston College.
They averaged 10 a game. Because of their full court pressure and the quickness of their guards, they're able to get deflections and steals.
Well, Bailey cut one way, and Robinson cut the other. So a turnover for Michigan. Close game with 10:23 left. Boston College unbeaten at 4 tries, 4-0, ranked 15th in the country. And Michigan at 2-2. They're 2-0 at home, Clark. They played well here, but lost 2 straight on the road.
Both to Mid-American Conference teams, Western Michigan and Bowling Green. That's a conference really to keep an eye on. Terrific basketball being played in that league, top to bottom.
Robinson able to reach up and grab that ball away from Sidney. Now Queen down the lane, nice give off. And he caught Blanchard standing a little bit flat-footed. Back the other way, give and go Bell, whistle.
Well, and defensive Blanchard on that play. For the distance between the players, that pass was a little too fast, too hard. And then it was a tough pass to handle. But if you're going to score, every now and then you have to catch a bad pass. And as a result, that over-penetration and the bobble of the ball allows Boston College to get out with an advantage in transition.
And the free throw good by Troy Bell. Tomorrow, Marcus will sit down with Curtis Martin, the heart and the soul of the New York Jets. Is he headed to an MVP season? That and more tomorrow on the NFL Today. Bell with 19. Make it 20.
Well, he had 14 of those in the first half, so all things considered, so far Michigan has done a pretty good job on he and Sidney, who had 17 in the first half.
You know, Bell's coming off a 30-point game against St. Bonaventure, and he's pumped out 22 of those 30 in the second half, which helped Boston College pull away.
Yeah, they came from 12 down to win by 14 on the road at St. Bonaventure. And that just points out the explosiveness this team has because of their strong perimeter play.
How about the hands of Sidney, able to slap that ball free. Bell brings it down for Boston College. Under 9.5 left here in Ann Arbor. BC by 4. Make that a 3. Make that 7-point lead. Now that's a guy you don't expect to knock down the long ball. Andrew Bryant, and the lead now beginning to go BC's way.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go! Go!
No. Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that dude's awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Thumbs up for the new Honda Recon ES. Honda's electric shift program lets you find the right gear with the push of a button.
Tonight on CBS, for the first time on network television, the Rugrats star in 2 back-to-back holiday special, Rugrats The Santa Experience and Rugrats Hanukkah, followed by Touched by an Angel in an all-new district. That's all tonight right here on CBS. A double-header Rugrats. 58-51 after the three-point bomb by Andrew Bryant. 9:20 left in this second half.
There you see the turnover numbers. Michigan had 8 in the first half, 9 already here in the second. Boston College has started to squeeze the orange pretty good here. Only 5 in half 2, 5 turnovers. And because of those turnovers, Michigan has not gotten shots the last couple of minutes.
Bailey against Bryant in the corner, brings it up top, resets with 12 on the shot clock. Now Green around the horn, gives it to Robinson, tough shot, wouldn't go. Bryant battles underneath, a fresh 35. How about that second effort? Blanchard battles hard for the bucket.
He's shoehorned along that baseline. I don't know how he managed to come up with it and then know where he was enough to finish the play. That was a terrific job by Blanchard inside.
Blanchard now 9 rebounds, 7th this half.
Yeah, he's an excellent offensive rebounder. Half of those rebounds are on the offensive glass.
Bodies on the deck, no whistle. Boy, they're crashing the boards, and Sidney comes up with another bucket, 20. The backcourt of Bell and Sidney now with 40 points out of the 60 scored by Boston College. They put 51 in the hole against St. Bonaventure.
Well, they score in so many ways, off the offensive glass, in transition, with the three-point shot. And they're relentless. This whole Boston College team is relentless.
Queen with the lob underneath, I believe out of bounds, the call, and a timeout here in Ann Arbor. Boston College on top by 7.
I know the restaurant business. I do not know insurance.
Our business has grown. My children have grown. We figured this would be a good time to reevaluate everything. Our Prudential agent made it easy.
She explained it to me in such a way that I felt totally comfortable. It's all on one piece of paper. You can see right where you stand.
You're going to walk away with peace of mind.
Why didn't I do this years ago?
Call 1-800-THE-ROCK for your free life insurance needs analysis from Prudential Financial.
Once there was a family who didn't talk. orange juice with a sweet deal called Unlimited Family Talk. We all got cool phones and talked all the time. Morning. Good morning. Morning. Whatever. Good night. Good night. Good night. Whatever.
Sign up now with Singular Wireless and get up to 3 additional lines for just $16.99 each. Plus, you can get a cool Nokia phone.
And we talked so much that we lived happily ever after. Whatever.
Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
After the new Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The all-new 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
Hey, Hallie Eisenberg, drinking a Pepsi.
Actually, this isn't a Pepsi. It's new Pepsi Twist with lemon. And I'm not Hallie Eisenberg.
I'm Halle Berry. Drinking Pepsi Twist.
Well, it's not exactly Pepsi Twist. It's Diet Pepsi Twist. And I'm not exactly Halle Berry.
You know.
I'm Barry Bostwick.
Who is Barry Bostwick? Like twists? Try new Pepsi Twist in regular and diet. A lemon twist on that great Pepsi taste.
Boston College by 7 over Michigan, 7:54 left. You look at the rebounds, and Clark, that pretty much tells a story. Plus 11 turnovers. It's -7 for Michigan. They have not taken care of the ball. And also a big story in this game is Chris Young with 4 fouls. Boston College has gone on a 13-2 run since he was forced to sit down.
Exactly. He was a guy who was scoring inside, putting pressure on Boston College's defense, and he was taking up space. And now with him out of the lineup, Boston College has been able to use their experience and their perimeter play and their ability to get to that glass. Their guards, especially Ryan Sidney, I mean, he just attacks the ball on the glass, and that's why Michigan is down 7. Turnovers and extra shots by virtue of the offensive boards for Boston College. Chris Young has re-entered the game. Tommy Amaker sensing that things getting out of hand, he needs his big presence back on the floor.
Well, he's guarding that paint, forces the pass inside to Bryant. Andrew Bryant in this half now with 7 points. He played defensive minutes for Al Skinner in the first 20 minutes. Now he's become an offensive threat.
Well, they've got multiple weapons. They try to get everybody involved. Bernard Robinson finally gets on the scoreboard.
Only a second bucket from the floor, 4 points.
He finally gets on the scoreboard this half.
Yeah. I don't know how much the stitches in that right hand, but he shoots from his left hand.
He's still handling the ball. He's got the bobber.
Bryant dumps it down baseline, and Bell just says, thank you very much, 22. 64-55, Boston College trying to go 5-0. Last year they got off to what, an 11-0 start.
It's a good basketball team. They've got experience. They play a style that's tough to handle.
Blanchard, on his back, knocks the 3 ball down. Lavelle Blanchard with 15. You know what? Michigan showing some guts of what Tommy Amaker wants. He wants some motion. Back the other way, loose ball picked up Ingerson.
Well, that's a little quick. That shot by Sidney trying to answer the 3 by Blanchard.
Ingerson moves baseline, and he was touched and pulled as he made his move by Kenny Walls. And Sunday on 60 Minutes, remember when only artists drew profiles? Now law enforcement officers draw them too. Is that a good thing? Depends. Sunday on 60 Minutes.
Dominic Ingerson at the line for the Wolverine.
Second foul on Kenny Walls, the senior from San Francisco, and that puts Dominic Ingerson at the free throw line.
Both teams are over the limit, so on all common fouls, there will be free throws. And if you're Michigan, that's one way to chip away at it. If you can get yourself to the line, also gives you a chance to get additional oxygen for the stretch run. You got to make it. You need them all.
Michigan 10 of 14 as a team. They're going coast to coast. Oh, Ryan Sidney, you know, he wanted to make the statement. He was jawing with the student section before this game. They were doing that little heckle thing about Pioneer High School, and he said, just watch me.
show. Here he goes.
Agbai gets it off Sidney, and he's fouled. Walls had it as he went to the hole.
Michigan foul called by number 11, Dominic Ingerson. This is his second personal.
Here's Sidney finishing in transition. Here he is. Look at him, amped up. He can't wait. This was prior to the game as they came to the floor to get ready for this action. Ryan Sidney had it strapped on tight. I mean, just talking to him yesterday, you could tell this guy has one motive, and it's full throttle all the time, on and off the floor. Now Skinner told us.
You know, he said, this is my office. I'm not going to let the crowd bother me, because when I come to my office, I punch the clock, and that means work.
Yes, sir, and I'm really impressed with him being able to control himself as well as he has. Typically coming home against the school that you feel spurns you.
Ingerson kicks one down from three-point land. Michigan not giving up.
The Honda Foreman ES with TraxLock shifts from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive on the fly. When the trail gets bad, it gets better.
The Braun Synchro gives you Braun's closest shave ever. And its automatic self-cleaning system leaves your shaver so clean, it feels like new every day.
Sunday, CBS and the Jim Henson Company present a television event of gigantic proportions. It's a magical tale with a modern-day twist. Don't miss Matthew Modine and an all-star cast in Jack and the Beanstalk. The Real Story, Sunday on CBS. Chrysler Arena, 68-62, Boston College.
Michigan only has one timeout remaining. Both teams over the limit.
Sidney quickly fires the three and hits.
Oh, he is bringing it. I started to make the point that oftentimes you come home to play a school that you feel spurns you, and you might get too hyped up. But he has been terrific from the start. He may have forced one or two shots, and that's it. His energy level at both ends has been terrific. His production has been outstanding. And, Craig, I don't know how we get that orange from there.
Yeah, let's see.
In my earlier days, I might have been able to leave here and go get it.
Well, someone looked at you and said, can you come over here? But here's the easy way.
Yeah, that's it. Get a stick and just poke it out of there. Sometimes necessity, the mother of invention. I don't know if that stick was intended for that purpose, but with the ball where it was.
You know what? I don't think Avery Queen at 5'7" had a chance.
But that stick, he could have made it happen.
Under 5 minutes left. Bryant up top.
Craig, you just get the sense that Michigan just doesn't have enough staying power.
Backdoor Bell, 24. So the backcourt combination now closing in on 50. 49 points for Bell and Sidney. If they're upset about that 8th ranking in backcourt, you can understand the argument. Blanchard plays hard. The whistle as the putback by Robinson wouldn't go down.
Boston College executing beautifully. Little shuffle cut. Backdoor, and there's Sidney making the pass. Bell making the layup. They've just gradually kind of worn the Wolverines down. It's not over. Over 4 minutes to go. But you just get the sense that backcourt duo and the experience that Boston College has in the backcourt and up front starting to take its toll on Michigan.
Sidney picked up the foul, his third. Robinson held to just 5 points. He's a left-hander, but again, you can see that right hand heavily bandaged after taking a swipe. And you don't do it. I mean, and Tommy Amaker said, I want emotion from this team, but it's got to be controlled emotion.
And channeled in the right direction.
A rare miss, but still battling for the rebound was Sidney and Robinson.
This guy is an absolute treat to watch play, Ryan Sidney. He's not even sweating. Look at him. This guy, he's not even perspiring. And he's been going 100 miles an hour since last night.
A lot of friends, a lot of family in town. In fact, he was pointing up to the Raptors saying, you know what, I've got this section, I've got this section, I've got this section. And he throws an air ball.
The alligator on that one.
Swing behind the back. Lost the handle, but a whistle, and it looks like it'll be against Troy Bell. Next Saturday, CBS puts on an NCAA hoops doubleheader. First, Coach K's Duke Blue Devils take on Tommy Amaker's Michigan Wolverines. Then the Tar Heels, the North Carolina tangle with the Kentucky Wildcats. That's where I'll be. That's next Saturday in the home of the NCAA Championship. CBS Sports, and for more, go to cbssportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
Well, Duke clearly the #1 team in the country, and they've been playing like it. Kentucky is a team that I think is going to move up in that number 14 ranking as the season goes on. Tubby Smith has some good depth, good size, got some nice ingredients. North Carolina struggling right now under Matt Doherty.
It'll be interesting to see how they respond with this big matchup. There's a turnover. Agbon picked up the foot, and a timeout here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Boston College trying to battle to the end. 73-65.
Fight the good fight, fellas. Come home soon.
I just want to say thank you from this proud American. You don't even know me, and you're risking your life for me. Thank you.
Impala. My dad had one of these.
Really? Wow.
I just have some very nice memories from that car.
Did his have the smoke lenses in the front, rear deck spoiler, 200 horsepower V6 engine,
16-inch aluminum wheel. Well, I just love that they brought the Impala back.
Whenever you call me. Chevy Impala LS. The feeling never fades. You're gonna love it.
This is my car.
Impala. We'll be there.
Hey, sports fans. For all of your news, scores, expert analysis, and fantasy advice, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
Love it. That's great.
CBS Sports coverage of the road to the Final Four is sponsored by Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth. And by Message from America. Visit Circuit City today to record your message.
As we look at Boston College and Michigan, 73-65. BC, Michigan Clark, only one timeout. Possession arrow favors Boston College. What a game by Ryan Sidney. 25 points. His backcourt mate, Troy Bell, with 22.
Michigan's still in it if they can knock down a couple of perimeter shots.
Ingerson tries to drive and a whistle. And here's our CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Backcourt scoring. Boston College 49, Michigan 20, and it's been that combination of Bell and Sidney. For complete game stats, go to cbssportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline.
Troy Bell recovering nicely from surgery back on October 31st. With surgery on the right knee. Has rehabbed extremely hard to get back to this point. It feels like he's right at about 90%. And the other 10% in terms of being completely healthy is just a matter of repetitions in practice in the game and just gaining confidence from a psychological and mental standpoint.
Chuck Bell, or Bailey that is, checking in for Michigan, and the Sidney layup off the mark. Michigan still in this game. Ingerson thought about the three. Now he pulls the trigger, in and out, and a whistle.
He's going to shoot three foul shots. And that was right on line, almost a 4-point play. That was a tough shot by Ryan Sidney. I said earlier I thought he had played it under very good control. He's forced it only a couple of times, and that was a case in point. with the lead on the road, you want to try to use the clock a little more. And there's the bump by Agbai. Good ball fake to get Sidney out of the picture. And then Agbai challenging the shot, just unable to control himself when he came down.
Big free throws here for Dominic Ingerson.
He struggled from the line here the last couple of trips.
His second. Gets the roll off the iron. 14 for the freshman from Santa Barbara. Only 18 years young. Has 3 assists to go with the 14 points. Made them all. Impressive. Under some pressure. Cuts this one down to 4. Hold on. Buckle up. 3:24. And Queen looks like he got a hand check whistle on Bell.
Michigan foul on number 1, Avery Queen, is third personal, 10th team foul.
Tommy Amaker saying, look, we don't need to send these guys to the line, especially Bell, an 86% career free throw.
Has 24. Make it 25. NFL tomorrow, single-header action here on CBS. Denver at Miami. Oh, that's going to be a good one. Tom Brady taking on the New York Jets. And it all begins with the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. For more, go to NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com. One more for Bell. 26. For Troy Bell, 75-69, Boston College. Ingerson up top. Queen moves around Sidney. Good ball movement by the Wolverines. Too strong. Boy, Queen inside traffic underneath, and the shot wouldn't go. The tip by Young, and everybody on the deck. Jump ball.
Wow.
Possession arrow. Boston College.
Boy, you've got to finish those in close. And they got good looks here. Good work by Queen to retrieve the rebound. And Blanchard just overshot it. And then Young couldn't get the tap in to go. And now Boston College gets possession by virtue of the possession arrow. During some of the tournament action to start the college basketball season, there was experimentation with the jump ball. And I'd like to see that come back.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'd like to see it come back. It's another play, another form of strategy, another situation that has to be coached and dealt with.
Great pass, but it was a little strong by Sidney. Rolled off the back of the iron. Well, coming up next right here on CBS, don't you dare go anywhere. Travis Stevens, Rex Grossman, 4th-ranked Tennessee at number 2-ranked Florida. And that's coming up next. And how about the coaching matchup in this one? Philip Fulmer against Steve Spurrier. A national championship. Both have won. Spurrier leads head-to-head 7-2. That's tonight right here on CBS.
Those are outstanding coaching records and teams. And well, I wish I had a chance to pull up the seat and check that one out.
Something about an airplane tonight.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. I'll be watching the scores late at night tonight.
16 points, 7 rebounds. Young has not missed a free throw until there. But the putback by Bailey is knocked away. Andrew Bryant was there. Heads up. Under 2.5, 5-point game for Boston College.
Bailey thought he was all alone and went a little soft. Needed to try to punch that one.
Sidney up top. Walls with 15 on the shot clock. On the drive, the Walls has it. Left-hander, baseline, around the rim and out. Young rebounds. 2-on-1, Michigan. Queen gives it. Contact. Got it! Oh, my, what a bucket by Robinson.
Excellent penetration and pass by Queen, and that's a big-time finish. Robinson going with the left hand. Elevation, extension, and the kind roll.
88% shooter is Robinson. Smooth stroke. A three-point play. 9 points for Robinson, 7 this half. It's a 2-point game with 2 minutes on the clock. Boston College, 15th ranked, unbeaten in 4 tries on the road. Michigan 2-2. It's the Big East against the Big Ten. Agba. Oh, big shot. Queen across midcourt. Robinson holds it high. Little move off.
I think he stepped
pivot. Yeah, they caught him.
Sure did. Sure did. Changed his pivot foot and walked with the ball.
Turnover clock by Michigan. 12 committed by Boston College this afternoon.
That offensive rebounding by Boston College and some missed free throws here in the second half by Michigan have really hurt.
Somehow breaking free, and Sidney gets yet another bucket. 27 for Ryan Sidney. The lead is 4, a minute on the clock. Robinson fires for 3, blocked. Queen tries to defend, ball on the deck. And it's going to be Michigan basketball on the possession arrow.
Well, that's a terrific bit of hustling by that young man right there, Avery Queen. All 5'7" of them extended and then got to the deck before anybody else would or did.
Well, the word on Queen is simple: defender, gutty. Way sticks his nose in, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty solid floor game, too.
Big possession for Michigan. 48 seconds and change. 79-73, Boston College. Anderson, right to left. Young gives it off. Turnover. Sidney, coast to coast. This will be a game Sidney will remember a lifetime. 29 as he comes back home to Ann Arbor. Played some tough D, stood his ground, loose ball. Boston College will coast away with their 5th win of the season.
Michigan foul ball on number 1, Avery Queen, is first.
There's Al Skinner. After that 27-win season, Clark got a new 4-year extension on the contract that runs it through 2007 and 2008.
As even-keeled as they come, he gives his players tremendous freedom. He makes high demands of them, but he's a joy to play for. When you talk to his players, they enjoy playing for Al Skinner.
Troy Bell with the free throw. Well, the Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are from Boston College. Ryan Sidney for 29 points. Chris Young, even though foul trouble, Clark, 16 points. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Ten-point game. Boston College 5-0 to start this season. 11 seconds remaining. Clark, quickly, Michigan. What do you learn with this first-year head coach Tommy Amaker in a game like this?
Well, you take a look at the little things. You look at the effort, the execution. Although there were a lot of turnovers, the energy was good, the intensity was there. So you have to hang your hat on some of the little victories. Are you trying to do the things that we talked about in the game plan? By and large, I think Michigan did that. There were some breakdowns, but I think Tommy Amaker and his staff will be able to look at this film, look at this game, and point out a lot of good things that his players did. And that's how you try to build it.
Kenny Walls fouling out with 5 points, so Al Skinner taking his time to find the replacement. He will insert Jermaine Watson, a freshman.
This Boston College team, Craig, is a legitimate top 15 team. And when you got the kind of backcourt they have, and Agba, very underrated. People have slept on him a little bit, but he showed me today he can step away and shoot it. He's physical. I mean, he's a very solid player. He's been a starter for all 3 years that he's been here.
He shot the lights out last year at 53%, struggling a little bit here to start this season at 44. And the final seconds here in Ann Arbor. Boston College with the win in fine fashion, 83-74 as they pull away. Troy Bell and Ryan Sidney really doing the job in the backcourt for Boston College. For Clark Perloff, I'm Craig Bolerjack. Let's go back to New York City and Tim Brando.
All right, Craig, thank you. Boston College a winner. Now we're going to take all of you out to the McHale Center where Kevin Harlan and Billy Packer are standing by. Kansas with the lead over Arizona.